Hello, welcome. Right, enough messing about, you'd think. I've been walking past this bike enough now, just sort of taking it in, but I've seen enough now. I've seen the different tanks, and there's nothing else I really wanted to visualize, because I don't want to change this bike a lot, because it's so nice, when it is nice. So now is the time to start taking it apart until we're left with a core that is good. So it might end up this big, but time to take it apart. I'm sick of seeing it all bashed up as it is. So we're going to start from the edges and take it away until we're left with probably about this much that isn't damaged, and then we can start, well, repairing it all and putting it all back together. That is today's job. Now you notice I'm not talking about the rusty stuff, because the rusty stuff isn't even finished. I've started this video whilst I'm still doing that painting thing. So there's two videos on the go all at once. But I don't want to think about paint today. I want to think about this. And there's one thing we have to look at first, and that's that footrest, the other side, that's bent. Because I think it might be easier to fix whilst the bike's in one piece. And it'll be easier to tell if it's straight or not. Let's have a look at that. Okay, here's the problem this side. You can see this footrest is bent forward, which I'm thinking is happening about there. If I come over the bike and look left and right, you can just see that needs to come backwards. Just a bit. Now, which massively destructive method shall we use? I'm going to go with scaffold pole. Okay, we've got a circlip here, which I should use needle nose circlip pliers for, but I haven't got any that small. So I'm going to try and use a flat blade and a bit of, right, prepare for this to be the last time this circlip is ever seen before it goes to the next universe. Oh, got it, I think. Right, prepare for it to go. Might need to buy another, but it might straighten out. What you should have is some small needle nose circlip pliers, which you'd put in the end and they'd pull it apart. I've got some massive Land Rover size ones. Pin. And the spring. So here's this poorly foot peg. Quite chunky actually. Let's take the gear lever off as well. If it'll come off past that bent peg. Right, found it. Just like on the Meteor and all bikes, there's a safety feature where if this bolt comes loose, you won't lose your gear shifting. It has to be completely withdrawn before it'll come off. But I don't think this is going to come off because I think we have to... Yeah, it's just come back to me. The YouTube video I watched. There's not enough space to get this off without dropping the subframe. I've got a feeling scaffold pole isn't going to be big enough to get over here. No, that's a shame. If that had gone over, it would have been easy to bend this. Okay. Plan B. I don't have a plan B. Although plan Z is the massive hammer. Let's see if we can work through some other things first. Right, I've decided there's no way to straighten that footrest without taking the whole footrest hanger off, which goes underneath the engine. Because it would be nice to do it correctly, well, not correctly, but nicely first. And once I've got it off the bike, perhaps it'll be easier to straighten up. Are the studs going to come out like on the Meteor? Nope, that one's all right. But this one, the stud has come out. Studs come out of that side, just like on the Meteor. That's okay. We know how to fix that. Did I mention I'm taking the exhaust off because that stops the whole subframe coming off. Right, exhaust bolt. Obviously we've got the electrical connection at the front, but I'll do that last. Okay, one for the silencer. Might need a spanner for the rear of this one. Yeah. Oh, come on. Right, this is kind of ready to come off. So I don't want to damage this O2 sensor at the front. go. Well, the exhaust was definitely blowing because the front pipe just came off. Right, let's see if we can unwind that exhaust sensor. I've got a feeling this is going to be quite tight. Oh, no, not too bad. Obviously, I don't want to destroy the cables just by winding and winding on it. So I'm going to see if I can unscrew it like this. Obviously, you'd be more concerned about hitting the tank if it didn't look like this. Okay. O2 sensor is out. There's that exhaust sensor. This little copper washer. Is that easy to lose or not? Just so you know, if you want to remove that with the exhaust, the connection is up under the tank. But we'll just leave that. There's the original exhaust. Maybe savable. Maybe not. To be honest, the damage is all on the shields. Okay, footrest hanger this side. It's mounted to the subframe, so that's going to have to come off. Looks like two large bolts underneath, and I'm expecting the master cylinder to come with it as well. Right, let's undo that, see what happens. Oh, that was tight. But then you shouldn't really expect your footrests to come off, so perhaps that's best. I noticed they use a lot of these locking bolts that aren't nylock, but they use a bit of sort of steel in the end to act as a locking bolt. Out it comes. There we go. So the complete assembly has come away with those two bolts. One bolt at the back right here. There we go. Right, that's it for this side. What's the other side? It's got one captive bolt this side, but I can't get a socket on it because the side stands in the way. Unless that moves. No. Side stand switch doesn't move. Right, let's get my mallet just to help me with that a little. Okay. Now, technically, that's kind of free. It should only be held by this bolt at the front. Let's undo those petrol hoses. I bet if I pull that down, it's pretty loose. No, of course it's not. Right, let's loosen the engine bolt. Right, 17 that side, 14 this side. Oh. There we go. There we are. Lower subframe is free. Bit corroded, as you'd expect. One low subframe. So all we have to do is bend this back somehow. Now at least we can pull this gear shift off. There we go. Maybe savable. Maybe not. There we go. She's getting smaller and smaller. Looks like she's lost her chin a bit. Poor little bike. Anyway, no sentimentality. Here's the lower subframe. If we look from above, I think it's just this little bend. Obviously there's nothing to line up with the other side because the other side is bolt on. Although, aha, if I go and get the other side and stick it on there, we'll have something to compare it to. Yes, let's do that. Obviously, I just have to get it off the master cylinder. Just two 10mm bolts by the look of it. And this clevis, which is the same as the Meteor, I think. Have a look at the other side. Okay, so is that going to want to come off first? No. Let's undo the entire brake pedal. Yes. Right, pay attention to where that spring is going. So it's in the brake pedal and under the footrest, okay. hopefully it's not contained with explosive force. Right, I won't try and pull it off yet, so as not to strain the master cylinder. Which was kind of loose, actually. Okay. So if I pull that off now, that clip flips up, pulls out, and it all comes apart. There we go. Now that will take some saving. I think we'll be buying one of those. Right. Usually I put the bolts back in, but I don't want to get too much stuff hanging off this poor footrest hanger. Right, let's put this onto the subframe. If you remember on the Meteor, the footrests came from up here. Actually, I'll go and show you that in a sec. So the footrests on the Meteor aren't that far forward. Maybe 120 mil, 5 inches. Let's tighten those up. So actually, if you got a hold of one of these, and this footrest hanger and stuff, you could turn your Meteor into a classic 350 style seating. There we go. So that's kind of obvious now. Where that's bent. Let's pop the other footrest in. Okay, there we go. Straight, 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 straight. Bent. I'm not keen for this bar to hit me in the face, so I'm trying to be very careful. Oh, yes, much better. Okay, good side, good side, good side, good side. I think it's a bit closer. Not there yet. But there's something I want to do first, which is, because this peg is damaged, essentially I think it's the same as the pillion pegs, which doesn't help me because that side pillion peg is wrecked, look. But I've got one off the Meteor, so I'm going to pop that on. Let's see if that helps me line it up. Probably put this whole thing back on the bike, it'll all be bent like a banana, but hopefully not. I don't want to rip the vise out of the bench either. Everything is moving. Right, another idea. Oh, this will hurt so much if it comes out. Felt like it was moving then. Ooh, may have been progress then. Maybe too much. Let's have a look. Spend far too much time just messing around. Ooh, could be onto something there. Focus, you bug. There we are. Right, good side. Cross frame. Bad side. Might have even gone a bit far. Sorry about the distracting background. That might be it. That might be it. Is that in all the way? So clean up and a repaint of that is required. But otherwise, I think we've now got straight pegs. Let's put it back on the bike and have a look. Ha ha ha, it will be so funny if none of this lines up anymore. Ha ha ha. Okay, front goes in. Good, good, good. To be honest, there's so much flex in this whole thing, I think. Even this slot here, this hole rather, is slotted right from the factory. So you obviously anticipate it not even being a tightly engineered component. pop the other side in. Don't think you need that brake pedal. Well, hey, check this out. Hey, look at that. Nice and straight. Let's have a look over the top. Here we go. There we go. Nice straight pedal. Going to leave a little bit of gloss black paint touch up where that bend has opened up and the vise has marked it very slightly. Obviously it's flexing because the bolts aren't done up. Good old scaff pull. Is there anything they can't do? Now, what else do I need to address before this can come apart? I think that was it, really. I was just about to drop the back wheel out and I remembered I hadn't put it on that bit of wood, so I can't get the wheel out. But I remembered something on the internet, that this whole back section is designed to tip upwards to get the wheel out. Now that may have been an old style bullet thing. I'm not sure if that's still relevant. I'm going to pop these bottom bolts out. And see if it helps. Right, so obviously it's fastened in here, but I'm hoping with the leverage I've got, I can just tilt it up. Now something definitely to be aware of is, look, the rear lighting wire, similar to the Meteor, if you remember that, goes through this hole. And obviously if I lift it too much, this metal edge is going to guillotine off that wire, which would be bad. Let's give it a try. So I only need just a little to get this wheel out. Right, that's stopped because it's hit these shock bolts, which I should be able to move out of the way. And that wire isn't the problem, actually. Okay, it's just touching the wire now. So does that help me get the rear wheel out? Oh, there you go. So, taking out those two 12mm bolts and pulling this up is a way to take the rear wheel out. And I think, even if I hadn't moved those bolts, would that have allowed me to get the wheel in Yes. So there you go. Although the sprocket isn't on, which made that easier. But I think it still would have been possible. And that wire is quite happy there. So, your classic 350, rear wheel removal. 2 12mm bolts this side, each side. If you can pull it up further, great. But even if you can only pull it to there. And get your back wheel out. Might help someone. And that just needs to go back down. And your 2 bolts will go back in. Right, this terrible contraption is a wheeled platform. I'm just trying to get the bike on it to so obviously once I start dismantling it, I need to wheel it around to get it out of the way. Now, how am I going to get that further back? Ooh, this could go so bad. Ooh. Okay, we're all right. We're all right. Still good. Right, there's 2 big holes there, but I don't want the stand to go down there. Or we'll have a whole lot more work to do, that's for sure. Cool, okay, front wheels on it. That's all right. Let's drop the belly back off, because we've done our work with that now. Nice. Right, now I just need something under there. There we go. Whew. And that's on the big chunky casting as well, so that's much better than just on the plain part of the casing. Great. Obviously have to be careful. Great, I can turn this round. Well, I think it may be on there for some time, but at least now I can wheel it out of the way when I need to. Right, more to bits. These are already loose. So that's what goes under these rubber caps. Top mounting. If you remember on the Meteor, we used those for mounting the rear mudguard. Seems a long time ago. Are they captive or are they nuts? soon find out. Oh, we just got to disconnect this electrical connector. And hopefully, once we get these out, the whole thing should just come out. Okay, it feels captive on the inside anyway. That's tight. Okay, is that the whole thing? Yes, that is the whole thing. All right, so I see those bolts thread into these black carriers, and then the other side, they do the same. But otherwise, one back end. Let's put you aside. Starting to look a bit more like the Meteor now. All right, let's chop those shocks out. Ooh, so careful not to pull on this too hard now. Gotcha. You can go in there for now. Needs a clean up, but looks undamaged. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. I should have done really, shouldn't I? Ooh. Do you know what? As I've taken things off the back of the bike, become unbalanced. And he wants to fall over. But now I'm stuck, because if I don't hold this down, the whole thing is going over. It's like some farcical comedy. Right, I'm stuck next to the bike. Unless I bolt things back on to go and get a strap, which I can see over there. I just need to make it a bit heavier so I can get away. Put some shocks there. Right, is that making it heavy enough? Yes. Right. Don't move while I get a ratchet strap. So the shocks are giving it enough weight to stay down. Don't worry. Ratchet strap will sort this. Let's take our safety shocks off. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. One baker's trolley. Obviously wouldn't do this on a bike that was nice and shiny. Glad to see the back of that. I think that'll be going straight to the recycling. These braces seem okay though, so we'll keep those. Don't take it off like that if you've got a nice shiny bike, obviously. That side was easy. That should be enough. My wooden handle. I know why that's hard, because it's all twisted and bent, isn't it? That's why. Right. Now there might be a bit of a boying in a sec. we go. Right, let's have a look at these forks. So you can see now with that stuff out of the way, just how bent those forks are. Well, the far leg at least. This side doesn't look too bad. But the other side, boy, that is bent. There we go. That's the end of the day for me. So I'll stop the video there because we've done quite a lot today. I was happy to get those foot pegs straightened and get it up on this platform and made the first inroads into taking it apart. Next time, and I won't make you wait long for it, I'll do a video really soon after this one comes out. We'll have a look at those forks because obviously they're very bent, but we'll dismantle this front end. We'll see how bad that is and probably take the swing arm out as well, the bars, and get it cut down to this sort of hopefully undamaged core wheeling around on this little platform. And hopefully we'll turn the corner, start putting it back together, well, start repairing it and putting it back together, and we'll have to make some sort of decision on what we're going to do because we've got to sort the wheels out. Oh, what's it going to be? But anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. I'll see you next time. Let's hope this doesn't fall over, and see you then.